Greetings, beautiful soul, and welcome to my channel, the Optimist Hub. My name is Yanga, and today's video, I want to talk a bit about the philosophy of the mind, specifically on the power of the mind. But before I get into today's video, first things first, you guys, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I cannot believe this. I literally, when I first started this channel, I had set out goals, and my goal was to at least have 100 by December, but for me to have 100 before December, that is insane. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys that subscribed. I'm so happy. Oh my god. And most importantly, I hope that this content, as much as you have subscribed, that it still continues to resonate with you. And with that said, let's get into today's video. So today's video, I want to talk a bit about the mind. I touched a bit on my idea or philosophy, which is very much influenced by the materials that I've been exposed to. Such materials would be books, podcasts, and YouTube videos that I've come across, in the past. But just to give you a bit of a snippet, this is a podcast episode that I once did last year on the power of the mind. It was actually a 3-part series focusing on the power of the mind, the power of your words, and the power of action. It was called You've Got the Power. That was what the series was called. So please do check it out. But for today's video, I just want to do a quick summary, perhaps, of what, the mind entails. First things first, right? The mind for me is, I imagine the mind to be like a field or fertile ground, right? And the thoughts that we have, the thoughts that we cultivate, the thoughts that we nurture, the thoughts that we think, are seeds, right? And each and every thought that is thought upon is a seed that we plant in this ground. And what the ground does is that it embraces the seed, right? And once the seed is embraced, it then surrenders itself to the ground, right? In surrendering, I mean it lets the ground do its thing, and it also surrenders to its own, purpose. And its purpose of a seed is for it to multiply and to grow. What I'm actually saying here is that the thoughts that you cultivate, that you plant within your mind, will grow because your mind literally will embrace each and every thought that you impress upon the mind. It will embrace it. It will, take it as it is, and it will expand. It will grow that seed, and that seed will multiply. What is the expansion of the seed? What is the expansion of this thought, or the thoughts that we cultivate, right? Again, what we think, we create. And so again, when we cultivate positive thoughts and positive thinking, we then attract positive experiences, right? The expansion of the seed, the growth, the multiplication of the seed is the physical manifestation of experiences that we find ourselves in. And so it is very important. I think you might have definitely come across this phrase where they say, what you focus on grows. Literally, that is what the mind is. It's like fertile ground, right? That houses, that embraces the seed that you plant, the thoughts that you plant, right? And it literally, embraces it, gives it the warmth, and makes the seed or the thought very comfortable, right? Again, what we think, we create. And everything stems from a thought before we can even utter the words, because there is power in our words as well. The book that I once read, which is called The Alchemist, very great, very. That book is, in actual fact, the best. I remember reading that book and I finished it in a day. I am not kidding you guys. I finished that book in a day. It was a great fable. I will insert a picture over here. What that book also speaks on is that we don't just utter words. They actually stem from the brain. The brain is the fertile ground, and our words, our tongue is what brings to life what we speak of and what we think of, right? And so again, I think this also aligns with the whole phrase, the Lulu is the Lulu, right? When you think of positive thoughts, right? And you cultivate positive thinking, and you focus on, attracting positive energy, positive experiences in your life, you will experience that. And so I dare you to dream big. I dare you to think so positively about your circumstances right now, right? Because again, that is the solution. If you don't, sometimes with especially with the mind, you don't have to see it to believe it. You don't have to see it to believe it. All it takes is for you to think it. You need to think it, right? Feel it, and then it will become, right? So the Lulu is the Lulu. Okay, so if you want to see yourself at a certain, pedestal, you like to see yourself, living a different life, your dream life, right? You are more than capable. Why? Because if your mind can conceive that idea, if you can think of it, envision it, have a vision, and be inspired to do whatever it is that you feel called to do, then you are more than capable. In fact, if your mind can conceive it, you can become it. You can live the actual, the dream will no longer just be a dream or a vision. It will actually come to life. All it requires is one, to cultivate positive thoughts, believing in yourself fully. I love when there was a video that I watched of Oprah where she said that she had said to someone that you need to be full of yourself. Or in fact, someone said she was full of herself, right? And I think she told this to her friend. I just don't remember the story correctly, all right? But she then now says, why not be full of yourself? And not in a cocky, not in a, arrogant way, but why not be full of yourself? Why not fill your own cup to the brim, right? Why not think and feel and tell yourself that you are that girl or you are that boy or that guy, like you have the capacity, the capabilities, the potential, that you are exactly what you wish and want to be in.
To fill yourself up and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full. Now, I used to be afraid of that. I used to be afraid, particularly from people who say, oh, she's so full of herself. She's so full of herself. And now I embrace it. I consider it a compliment that I am full of myself. Because you only when you're full, I'm full, I'm overflowing, my cup runneth over. I have so much to offer and so much to give. And I am not afraid of honoring myself.
Once you start cultivating such thoughts in your mind, once you start thinking these thoughts, you become it. We become our thoughts because they materialize, right? And once we speak certain words of our lives, again, your word is like a spell. That's why sentences are called spelling. It's a spell. You're casting a spell each and every time you speak over your life. And so why not speak positive words, right, over your life, right? Each and every time you are thinking, you are conjuring, you are creating. And so why not conjure positive thoughts, cultivate these positive thoughts that will attract positive experiences, right? Because again, you need to see it, feel it before you can have it, and then you need to also put action. I think here's a big thing, right? It's one thing to sit and envision and visualize. It's great. That's a great place to start, right? I think Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor, advised this, that before you sleep, and even Deepak Chopra actually, before you sleep, write down whatever it is that you'd like to achieve, your dreams, your goals, whatever, read them out loud, right? You need to constantly, repetition is very important with the mind, right? Repeat it and affirm that this is already yours. Believe, and this is what the mind is capable of. It's capable of creating. In fact, I think even Joe Dispenza says that the mind doesn't necessarily know what's real. Because even when you think of past experiences and the trauma that you endured, your mind starts taking you back, and then your body reacts as though you were still in that moment. That's because the mind can't really tell that, no, this is not happening now. That is why Joe says, remove yourself, detach from your past experiences. Yes, there are lessons there that are very important. There are so many lessons that we get from these, past experiences. But we need to be present and be in the moment now. Let's not also get stuck in the anxieties of the future, because we will see that when we cross that bridge, right? We will get there. But now is the time for you to start cultivating positive thinking, techniques and just behaviors and habits, actually, just so that you're able to attract positive experiences. And with that said, beautiful soul, may goodness and grace lead you to greater heights of success. Namaste.